should be asking you right now if you're okay with being recorded.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Excellent.
Hello.
Did it ask you if it was okay for you to be
I
seen live?
Yeah, I put yes.
Wonderful. All right, so we good to go. Well, I just want to thank you for your time. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you great. Can you hear me?
Perfect, perfect. Sounds
Great.
good. So to my audience, you guys know your host, Cy Smith, coming to you on a Wednesday. And Wednesday, we try to bring you people that's into business, economics, that have something that God gave them that they want to introduce to the rest of the world. And so we want to bring you up to speed with someone that I met over 10 years ago,
Mhm.
but just recently got reconnected to my wife. And I think we met at Theo's restaurant.
Ah,
Um,
yes.
yep. That was during the campaign, the
Hmm.
political campaign. And then my wife was telling me about you, and I was like, I think I know her. And then at the IUN, I had a chance to verify that. So thank you
Absolutely.
for being consistent all this time.
Absolutely.
All right. So if you don't mind, the floor is going to be yours. I just want to kind of give you what we're looking to have you speak about. First, your introduction, how you see yourself, and
Okay.
then talk about because we want to humanize you to our audience. Are you a mother?
Okay.
Have children? And then where do you see us as a people going forward? So you have the floor there, Sybil.
Okay, so yeah, I'm a multi-passionate creator, creative person. When I met you, I was doing catering with I'm a vegan chef, and then you mentioned your wife. I'm an actor as well, so I've done some things with your daughter. So I'm a life coach. Um I'm a jewelry designer. I'm a hands-on healer, and so I have put them all together. One of the things I am really excited about is I'm known as the caregiver's healing genie. so
Mm.
so I
Mhm.
did 9 years of caregiving for my beloved mother who had Alzheimer's. So I left my
Mhm.
acting career in New York and LA. I came back home to this area, and 9 years I was with her until the end. And so many things came to me during that time. It's as I was going through some of the darkest times, and a lot of times alone and feeling unsupported. I was like, I don't want anybody else to have to go through this. And so during that time, I started coming up with different protocols. It's like, what can I help other people that are going through this? How can I help them in these times when they're feeling so exhausted, so overwhelmed, so burnt out? So that was kind of the impetus. There were times that I was learning so many things and things that I was doing with my mom. And I'd go to her doctor and he's like, what are you doing? You need to document this stuff because, she was doing so much better than a lot of people. So some of it was with diet. Some of it was keeping her moving. And so during that time, I wanted to come up with in real time self-care protocols or practices that a caregiver could give themselves, because sometimes you can't go to the spa if you're a caregiver. You have to, and sometimes you are so overwhelmed. What can you do in 2 minutes, in 5 minutes, to recenter yourself and calm down your nervous system?
Mhm.
So these are caregivers. These are people who are dedicated to helping others: nurses, teachers, parents. Uh, uh, so many of us now are children with elderly parents or parents that are going through catastrophic, diseases. And so, what can you do in that time to center yourself and come back to be able to breathe because you
Right.
have to get right back into it. So that's something I wanted to do. And so I have been creating some things even for nurses. I heard a lot of nurses and teachers say that they were just completely overwhelmed and traumatized and still feel the results of that from COVID. And it's like, yes, this would be wonderful for them. They were asked to do extraordinary things that no other nurse or teacher has ever had to do. And so a lot of times that trauma, it doesn't just go away. It is still in our cells. It's still, you know, in our bodies. So I wanted to help them with things that they could do, exercises they could do. I help them out if they want to do one-on-one coaching, where I can help them to release that trauma, doing hands-on things to help them release the trauma because it gets stuck. It becomes stuck energy in the body. And I want to help people body, mind, spirit, because we're all one.
Yeah.
It's a holistic way of dealing with it. So a lot of them, like the whole mental health and the spiritual health, and a lot of times it's just feeling seen, feeling acknowledged, having some place to let all of that go.
Right.
So that is the thing that I want to do for these people that have very little time, or actually don't create time for themselves. I want them also to find ways that they are prioritizing their own health and their
Right.
own mental and physical health, because a lot of times they're overgivers, they're people pleasers, they're just, I have no time for me. Okay, we're going to create time for you so that you know that you're on the list as well. So little things that I can do. There are certain things that you can do. Okay, you're feeling overwhelmed. You're about to blow up in anger. You're feeling sad. You're feeling scattered. There are things that I can show them that they can do in those times. Some breath work that they can do. Okay, I can keep going in this shift or whatever. So those are some things I want to do, and get groups of them together, doing retreats, doing workshops to speak to, so that they have a place to speak to where to what this has meant to them and how it has affected them, affected their relationships, affected their relationships with their significant other, with their children, because it's a lot when you're not looking out for yourself as well.
Yeah.
So that's
Now, if we could though, where did you grow up at? Because I want to make sure that our
I
people can make
okay,
the
I
connection.
grew up in East Chicago, Indiana.
Hmm.
And as I say, many, many years ago, I never thought I'd be back in this area. I moved to New York and LA. And then 12 years ago, I came back home to this area. So I'm in
Now, are you a
Northwest Indiana
mother? Do
today.
you have children?
I don't have children. I'm single, and I have many, many extended children, but none of
Right.
my own. So I have nieces and nephews and children of friends. So I am very much a nurturer and very much
Right.
like a mother figure to a lot of people.
Now, are you have siblings?
I do. I
What's
have
your pecking order? You the oldest,
I'm
youngest?
I'm uh chronologically I'm the baby. However, I've always been
Mm.
like responsible and taking care of, so I haven't been like the baby. I've been
That's where I was going to go, either as a mom or as a sibling. Where did you get this energy to look out for self and then care for yourself first?
I think a lot of this is kind of learned as well, because sorry, I actually probably been a caregiver from very young.
Mhm.
My father had some health things, and so I was always like, "Dad, you need to be eating. You know you shouldn't eat that. You should eat this." Putting his pills in his little thing. So it started very young, and just having that sense of wanting people to be okay and wanting to be a part of helping them. So I think the healer in me is just
Mhm.
innate.
Now,
And
now
then,
that's what I was going to
yes.
say. Yeah, it probably was born that way. Now,
Yeah.
would you say, given the conditions of our community, the Black community, We need more of people like you or less?
Absolutely more. And one of the things is just intrinsically, there is so much, because when you look at generational, there is just ongoing stress that we are just is in our DNA. And a lot of women too, a lot of Black women, where it's just like we got to be the strong ones, we got to take care of everything. It's like, when do you get to let that down? And when do you allow yourself to say, I can't, it's too much, I can't do it all? So that's a part of what I want. And then a lot of times with our diet as well, there are so many things that are preventable because of that could be prevented with diet and with exercise and taking care of ourselves,
Right.
and making ourselves a priority.
Now,
Absolutely.
so we have these 7 daily living habits, and Thursday is Health Day on our end. Friday is Senior Citizens Day, our elderly.
Wow.
Saturday is Youth Day. But what we found, and it sounds like this is going to be a match made in heaven. What we found is that under each habit, you need the subject matter expert, the person who does it every day. They don't do it on that one day, but that's when we have the blocks and the audience available to you, like on Thursdays. And so this is good because it's 52 Thursdays a year. So,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? That's 52 opportunities for us to support what you're doing. How do you earn? Do you earn revenue off of this? How do you grow this?
I do. You see, I'm a multi passionate. I do a lot of different things, but one of them, in my coaching, I do this, or I do one-on-one stress relief kind of classes, and helping people to get more energy in their body. And so I create them or gear them specifically for the person, so they know what are the best things just for them, or going it through the exercises with them, because a lot of times, we're like, oh, this was really good, and they don't continue it. So to be an accountability
Yep.
partner, so that you have to have time and you have to have space to create a habit. You might
Yep.
realize the value of it, but you might not continue it you
Yeah. Get
know
around to.
yes.
Now, so what is the process? So someone watching now, they like what you're talking about. Is it affordable? What do they do next?
It's affordable. We would speak. They can set up a Calendly, a connection call, and we could see what their desires are, what they want to accomplish. I can get to know them. They can get a feel for me, and we could go from there. So we'd have a connection call.
Now, but some people they have absolutely no thought process in terms of, is this, we talking about $500 just to talk to you? We talking about
No,
$50?
you
Like
could
give them some
we have the
parameters.
first call. That's we talk for free. That connection call, just so I can get to know you. Yes, that would be free.
And is this something that they can do one off, or is it going to take 6 months, 3 months?
Well, the short call, that would be a one-off, and then we would go. But yes, this would be an ongoing thing, and we would determine, what their needs are. Some people may want to talk to me about, like, what can I do with my diet? Others is like, I am stressed out. Some need a sounding board. And so, yeah, with coaching and if we're delving into trauma and those things, so that they can actualize all of their energy and all of their life force and all of who they really want to be, outside of just taking care of and just holding on. If we want to open up so that they can be fully expressed and feel completely authentic because a lot of times it's learning that thing of, I can't do it right now. It's a no. And that's very hard for a lot of people to learn, that they can't do it all, and how they can still, with love, lay some of that stuff out, because it may be killing them. They're helping and healing everybody else, but they're slowly killing themselves. And we don't want that.
Now, what about so is there a retainer? Like, it's a certain upfront, then every month it's a certain. Do you have it set up like that? Payment plans?
I would speak with them. Usually I have like we come up with like a chunk of time depending on what they're going to do, and that's
Okay.
that's paid up. But I would speak individually with the people, and we would talk about that.
Yeah. Now I want to set the parameters so people know when they engage you, what
Exactly,
they can
exactly.
engage
But
you
yeah,
about.
they would have a chance to talk to me and see what their needs are, and we would figure all that out. Yes.
Now, can someone as far as Mississippi could benefit from what you do?
Absolutely. I have clients, and it's the wonderful thing, one of the wonderful things that came out of COVID is that we are so used to now we do like being remote and doing Zoom. So I had a client that was local, and she's like, "Oh, I want to be in person," but she's like, "It's as effective, we would start to just do more online because she got the same kind of in-person feel, and I could look and see what was going on, and I could adjust things." So absolutely, I have people that are online across the country, and actually some in other countries.
No, that's important for people to know. How do they reach you? What's the process?
How do you, let's see, because I have a Calendly. Can I put that up there, or do you want something?
They won't be able to see that though on the
Okay.
YouTube. So, is there a phone number though that
Or
people can reach you? Or
you can go to wise woman I am at gmail.com.
spell that for us.
WISEWOMANIAM at gmail.com.
Excellent, excellent. All right. And the last thing that I had was on the vegan side. That's part, I'm sure, the diet.
Mhm.
What are you doing on that? Are you a caterer? Do you come out for events?
I absolutely, that has have been doing that as much as that was like the staple before, but absolutely I'm available for that.
Same email.
Uh, for that, it is uh I should just give one thing for everything and then I can direct them. Let me just give one thing. I can give because I have one for each of the things that I do. Let's
Mhm.
go with WeAWAKEINJOY at Gmail. And that's We Awake in Joy at
Mm.
gmail.com. So either of those you can reach out, and I will
Mhm.
absolutely get back with you. And then we can see which direction you want to go. And I am here for your deepest healing. I'm here to support you in your deepest healing.
Did I leave anything out that you wanted to share?
If people are, we could also like work. As I say, I'm an actor as well. We could work with writing if that was a way that they could feel, they could heal through writing or through expressing in that way. I'm here. I'm available for all of it.
For people that have access to grants, how would they be able to, like, does university pay you to come out? Is that an avenue or like any other
I would
opportunities
I
there?
would adore that because the more and the bigger scope in which I can share this, I would be so delighted to do that because it's so needed, it's so necessary, and I have such a passion for it. And it just does my heart so good to see people actualizing like the highest parts of all of themselves.
Well, we went to see how quick time went. We right at the 7 o'clock mark, so we are good. so
Okay.
so what I'm gonna do, I'm not sure, but the 7 o'clock meeting is coming on. They're gonna have this on video, but I'm gonna run the meeting. You're free to stay on. We're gonna be discussing how we as Black people should be supporting each other. That's part of the conversation.
Okay. I may stay on for a little bit. I'll take my video off and then I'll go from there.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you so much.
I'm gonna end it so that the YouTube can stop recording, and then you can just
Great.
click right back in.